Amanda Goodman is an Emmy Award-winning journalist for KWL News. Before coming to KWL, Amanda was a reporter and anchor at stations in Texas and North Carolina. In October 2015, Amanda and her KWL colleagues won an Emmy for Best Newscast. She also won an Emmy for her investigative report, False Alarm, a story that looked into whether children know what to do when a home fire alarm goes off. Amanda, along with her co-anchor Ron Steele, jointly took home first place in the Large Market Excellence in Anchoring category at the Iowa Broadcast News Association Awards in May of 2015. I lost my spot there. All right. I know she's also a wife and has 3 kids, was on the next slide. So with that, let's welcome Amanda Goodman.
How is everyone? I feel, you gotta do better than that. How is everyone today? I got home from work at midnight, so if I have a lot of energy, maybe I'm ramped up on coffee. First, a few things you need to know something. I will say words like coffee. I will say things like talk. I will say things like water. I'm from South Philadelphia, so that's how I talk. So if you ever watch me on the news and you see me going like this, it's because I literally have to throw my body into a word. I have to say things like water, because I don't know how to say it any other way. I need help real quick, because I brought with me a very important list, and I need somebody to help me read it, because this list is going to show you, I wrote everything down of what you all are entitled to and what the world owes you. So can somebody in the front come up? Come on. Come on. You right here. You right here. Can you read what's on this list?
Nothing.
Here you go. Here's my list. This is a that was easy, right? This is a comprehensive list of what the world owes you and what you are entitled to. I posted this on my work Facebook page one day, and some moms and dads weren't very happy with me. The world owes us nothing, but the expectations are there. And I have to tell you ahead of time, like I said, I am from South Philadelphia. If you are from South Philadelphia, you kind of lose a filter. I wasn't born with that filter. Women in South Philadelphia, we kind of tell everybody what we think of them. You don't have to worry about us talking about you behind your back. We'll let you know. So I'm just going to be real with you. Is that okay this morning? Okay, good. Your generation, unfortunately, is considered part of the entitlement generation. The generations who have gone before you, we've done you a disservice. Somewhere between the time I was in school and when you guys came up, someone thought it was a good idea to hand out participation trophies. You get awarded just for showing up. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because in life, there is no ticker tape parade when you go to work. There is no congratulations on you came to work. It's expected. I remember about 9 months ago, my son was playing soccer. He was 5. He scored 6 goals in a soccer game. There's no goalie. If you can't hit that open net, so I had parents coming up to me, oh, he's great. There's no goalie. Save the trophies. There are places that don't give out grades anymore because they don't want you to feel like a failure, even though you blew off your homework and you didn't want to study. There are young people, some people maybe even in this room, who post anything they want on social media because they say, it's called freedom of speech. There are people who will blow up team practice, but they will still start in the game because they're the star. There are young people who aren't held accountable at school or practices because they know their parents will go and yell at the teacher or the coach. Our society now is a lot different. And I think for all the adults in the room would agree. Back in the day, we wouldn't dare look at our parents cross-eyed. If we didn't study, we failed. If we didn't go to practice, we didn't play. If we didn't win, we didn't get a trophy. We didn't even get a ribbon. We didn't even get a congratulations. If we talked back to our parents or teachers, we wouldn't be here to tell the tale. If we acted up in school, our parents were called to the principal's office, and we served detention. I went to Catholic school, so I lived in fear of all the nuns who worked there. If we didn't like our dinner, then we didn't eat. If we were late for our curfew, we were grounded. If we misbehaved in the neighborhood, our neighbors would discipline us. If we didn't get hired for the job, then we weren't who they wanted. We grew up understanding about accountability. Every action has a consequence. We are responsible for ourselves. You are up against that perception that you are the entitlement generation, the all about me generation. I get it completely. I know what it's like to be up against a perception. See, I work in a man's world. There are many people out there who are only concerned with my hair, my makeup, or my clothes when I'm on air. I'll give you an example. There was one night I decided to wear red lipstick. I did not know it was going to be Lipstick Gate 2015. Ron Steele is sitting next to me, no joke, and spilled ketchup and mustard all down his shirt. It's visible. We work in high def, all over. There was a man who posted on my work Facebook page and said, "You are so disgusting. You look like a cheap, trashy fluzzy." So I'm sitting there, I'm like, what's a fluzzy? So Ron's typing, and he sits right next to me. He's like, "I think he's calling you a floozy." So the man was trying to insult me, but he couldn't even spell it right. But the man emailed me again, and he said, "If you think you're gonna wear that red lipstick again, I'm never gonna watch KWWL again." So I responded the only way a girl from Philadelphia knows how to respond. I posted a picture of me reapplying more red lipstick. There are times I wonder if I went on air and just said this, blah, 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 if anyone would notice. Because people are so focused on my exterior. I've been up for jobs that I didn't get because the news director did not like my nose. I'm Italian. We've got a nose. I've worked places where people didn't want to be interviewed to me because I didn't act like a woman. I asked them too hard of questions like a man would. How about that? Yeah, marinate on that one. I didn't get re-signed to a contract because my boss at the time said I was too vocal with my opinions. She wished I would just shut up and read the news. Quote. I've been called the B word when my male counterparts have been called leaders when we say the same things. When I'm passionate about something, people have joked that it must be my, quote, woman hormones. That was fun. After I had my first child, a consultant told me I had 45 days to lose all the baby weight. Mind you, I gained 90 pounds with my first child. I should have named my first child Taco Bell. I get hate mail all the time about my weight. I actually like people who send me hate mail in the mail because they're committed to it, because they buy a stamp, like go at old school. They talk about my lipstick, they talk about my hair. Why do you have to have long hair? You're too old, go back to short hair. All superficial things. I've had people post on social media that my voice, my face make them nauseous when they eat dinner. People have posted that I am the reason they don't watch the news. There have been 1,000,001 reasons why I should have quit. 1,000,001 reasons I should have said, screw this, I'm done. But that's not who I am. That's not who my character is. I'm more of a, let me wink at you and I'm gonna keep coming for you. You fall down 6, you stand up 7. Because life is not unicorns. Life is hard. Life is about disappointment. You're not gonna get everything that you want. I watched my kids fall off the monkey bars the one day, and I sat there. Get up. And these other moms now, what? They fell. They'll get up. They're not bleeding. Nothing's broken. Get up. That's life. I want to tell you a story about Texas. Anybody been to Amarillo, Texas? Probably not. So my first job in TV news was in Amarillo, Texas. I was hired on the phone. So here is Philadelphia city girl, big buildings subways, L trains. I pull into Amarillo, Texas. The first thing I see when I pull into Amarillo, Texas is a man in the drive-thru of Dairy Queen on a horse. I called my dad and I said, where in God's name am I right now? So that was my first impression. So I was a reporter for in Texas. And guys, I was getting recognized. I was 22, 23 years old. Everywhere I went, people were like, "Are you the news lady?" And I was like, "Yeah." Because I was in love with myself. My head was this big. Everywhere I went, "I love what you do on the news. You do a great job." Thanks. I was arrogant, too much. If I saw the younger me right now, I'd probably, slap her a little bit in the throat. I was horrible. My boss kept pulling me in, and she kept saying, "You're not focused. You're not focused. You're worried about all these superficial things. I need you to focus on your job, focus on the writing, focus on why you got into this business." All right. Because I knew more than she did. I had a college degree. I was smart. She didn't need to tell me. People tell me I'm good all the time. So then one day, I'm sitting in the newsroom, and I'm putting my makeup on, getting ready. She gets on the loudspeaker, my boss. 30 years experience. And I remember I'm smarter than her. "I need everyone in the News Channel 10 building to come into the newsroom immediately." So 100 people come into the newsroom. The general manager, the vice president, all of sales, production. "Until further notice," she said, "I don't want to see Amanda Goodman's face on our TV. I don't want to hear her voice. She's done until I say she's not." She looked right at me. She said, "You have any questions?" Nope. Everyone left. There were some people, some other females who were, rivals, enjoying it, like sitting there like, I go in her office and she said, "If you want to be a Hollywood star and worried about your looks, get your car and leave. If you want to be a journalist, then sit down, shut up, and do what you're told. Because you can be replaced, and I will replace you." And that's the moment it hit me. I am replaceable. If we don't do our jobs, and if we don't do what we're supposed to do, we're all replaceable. I was off the air for 3 months. 6 months from that conversation we had, I was promoted to weekend anchor. 3 months after that, I was promoted to morning anchor. 1 year after that conversation I had with my boss, I was the main anchor of that television station. That was the moment that changed my life, where I got knocked off that high horse and kind of shaken a bit because I needed it. I can assure you one thing, it is not going to be easy, but your actions, your attitude, your work ethic, that is what is going to define you. That's what everyone else is going to define you. You're going to work 12-hour work days without a lunch break. You're going to live paycheck to paycheck, and you're going to only afford ramen noodles and tuna fish. My first job in news, for the first year I worked in news, okay? When I was 16 years old, I made $8 an hour working at Hershey's Chocolate World. My first job in news, at the age of 23, I made $6.50 an hour. $6.50 an hour. My paychecks were about $500 every week, every 2 weeks. My rent was $4.95. It was horrible. It wasn't fair, but it's what I wanted. This job, this career, this path, this is what I've always wanted. So I had to keep my eye on it and make sacrifices in my life. You're going to work your tail off on a project, and your professor, your teacher, your boss is not going to give you a pat on the back or not going to say good job. You're going to have to go to work, and you're going to have to go to class for an exam when you have strep throat. When your friends are having a 4th of July barbecue, you'll be at work because your office doesn't close. You'll work on Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Day. You get the idea? It's not like skipping class. When you're in the real world, you skip work, you're fired. Your parents won't call your boss and make things better for you. Side note on that. There was a girl, when I was the main anchor in Texas, she was a reporter right out of college. She didn't do her job. I could tell you the story, but it would bore you. Long story short, at the end of the day, she didn't do her job. So I said, "Patty, this is unacceptable. You went here to do your job." She's part of the entitlement generation, right? Guess what happened next? Her mom called me. She's 23 years old. Her mom called me every name in the book, and I've heard them all. "You can't talk to my daughter like that." Yes, I can. You don't do your job, there's consequences. There's consequences for every action we do. Don't have your parents call for you, especially when you're like an adult. There will be someone at your work who's going to work harder than you. There will be someone at your work who does not work as hard as you, but will get promoted before you. Your boss may not like you. You might not like your boss, but their position deserves your respect. I work with people when they walk in the room, I do one of these. I don't like them, but I respect them. It's like in life, it's like being in class and like you hear all the stories about bullying. Anti-bullying is a big thing for me. You don't have to like everybody, and that's where schools, we need to change everything we think of. It's not about being friends and singing Kumbaya and let's come over for a sleepover, have a pizza party. You're not gonna like everybody, and that's okay. Not everyone's gonna like you, but everyone deserves your respect. Everyone deserves a little bit of this. The person is not in this room, so I'm not gonna call him out, but when I was walking into this building, a young person was walking by on their phone like this. Never once looked up. So I said, hello. Good morning. Get up, put the phones down. Look, eye contact. Make eye contact with people. You're going to be judged. Ladies, I'm sorry, but you're going to be judged on your looks. It's horrible. It stinks. It's not fair, but it happens. You're going to be judged on your weight. It happens. That's a reflection on those people. It's not a reflection on you. There will be nights that you go home and you cry because adulting and being a grown-up is just too hard. I do it often. Last week, I almost cried. A man posted on Facebook that he would rather look at his horse than look at me on the news. Well, horses are majestic, so I don't know. I mean, fine. I'd look at a horse too instead of me. It's funny that Mr. Thomas just said something that was in his PowerPoint. It's the same thing I have written here. It is hard, but nothing worth having ever comes easy. Ever. I wouldn't have won Emmys if I never got knocked off my high horse. I would never be in the position I am right now had I not known what it was like to make $6.50 an hour, to work day after day after day without a break, sometimes volunteering my time. You're not owed anything. I'm not owed anything. You need to be willing to learn. Be willing to listen. Be willing to accept the fact that you do not know everything. You don't. I don't. I learn every day. Every single day. Like this morning, my daughter told me, she's 8, please don't embarrass me. And Mom, Facebook isn't cool anymore. Okay, got it. But I learn about important stuff about our community. Be willing to put yourself out there. Be humble. You could be the smartest person in your class. You could be the most athletic person on that field, on that court, in that gym. You could be the most beautiful person to ever grace us with your presence. Don't act like it. It's that simple. Humility is so important. Be loyal. Do what you say and say what you're going to do. Be loyal. Have your family's back. Put your parents, your grandparents, whoever raised you on a pedestal, because you will never understand that sacrifice until you're a parent. Be gracious. When someone gives you a compliment, thank you. We had a reporter the other day, and I said, that was a great story. I know. Just say thank you. Be accountable. Own up to it. I used to work with somebody, and he made a mistake. He was the director of the newscast. I mean, we were all over the place. At one point, they morphed it was like my head, no, it was my hair on Schnack's head. Do you guys know Mark Schnackenberg? So he was bald right here and had like this long blonde hair coming out. It was funny, It was a mistake. I said, what happened? I don't know. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Well, I don't know if I don't know who else would have done it. I mean, it's okay. No, it wasn't me. I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. Just be like, my bad. Won't happen again. You'll get so much respect. Be the first one there and the last one to leave. Just don't show up somewhere. Show up and stay committed. Don't rush out of somewhere. If your coach tells you to run 2 laps, run 4. Give more. You're going to fall, and it's okay. It is okay. But as long as you keep getting back up, you will be successful. Your character is all defined by how you respond to adversity. We can all be great and nice and these great people when everything's going our way, right? It's easy then. But when everything's against us, it's hard. I'm going to tell you one quick story, then my time's almost up. I came off the set one day, and 2 of the women I work with were standing there like this. I said, what happened? Someone called. I said, what'd they call about? Now, mind you, this was the newscast that we just announced we won Emmys. I was nominated for 3, I won 2. Just announced that. Coming off a high. This woman calls, and she said that she just thinks you're still fat. We have caller ID. I said, give me her number. So you see, my general manager and my news director know that I'm from Philadelphia and I have like a sharp tongue. They're like, no, Amanda, no. I go, no, I'll be good. I promise. Call the number. Hello? I said, hi, did you just call KWWL? I did. I said, you had some concerns about Amanda Goodman? Well, yes, I do. I said, hi, this is Amanda Goodman. And then it was crickets. I said, hello? Yeah. I said, do you remember any of the stories I reported tonight? I said. Well, I know that Ron was talking about this, and then Ron was saying this, and then Mark was talking about it. I said, yeah, do you remember anything that I said tonight? Nope. Because that you were only focused on the exterior. I said, all right, ma'am. I encourage you just to stay in your lane. And if you don't like me, then don't watch. It's that simple. Have a great day. That's the key. Stay in your lane. If it doesn't affect you, don't worry about what someone else is doing. Unless you need to stand up for somebody, mind your business and stay in your lane. Focus on you. Focus on your goals. But again, remember, your character will be defined in the way you respond to adversity. I want to leave you with this. I want you to remember this, because my dad still tells me this. I am 25. He's been telling me my whole life. You guys believed I was 25, didn't you? You didn't say anything. Thank you. No, I'm not. But my whole life, my dad has said this. The same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It's about what you're made of, not the circumstances. Thank you so much for having me here. It was a pleasure. It really was an honor. Thank you.